Hi, it's me, your boyfriend slash girlfriend slash day friend's favorite content creator. And I didn't think I'd be making this video, but here I am. Real quick, this won't be too long. I sometimes am funny on the internet. One such occasion happened yesterday where I saw a tweet and it was talking about, here, you're seeing the tweet right now, the original tweet. And I just added a couple of lines. I just said, false because an asmongold fan wouldn't have made it that far. That's it. Didn't think anything of it. Sent a tweet. Went out my day. Notifications in shambles. Suddenly, millions of people have seen it. Hundreds of thousands of people have liked it. And it sparked a weird, not even debate, just weird people coming to my comment section. The asmongold defense force, right? Well, actually, since they're occupying my comment section against my will, I guess I'd say the asmongold occupational forces, the AOF instead of the ADF. Topical. Anyways, not worth making a video about. But then I started seeing like the actual comments in there, and a lot of people just, liked it, thought it was funny, but a not insignificant portion of people started to like accuse me of being like jealous of asmongold. And I'm like, the joke is about the fans. And so the people coming to the comment section defending him are inadvertently proving my point. A lot of them suddenly have super hot supermodel girlfriends who go to different schools, or they're married and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, great. Awesome. I don't think you guys understand that like anecdotal data doesn't dissuade or doesn't disprove like large sample sizes in general, right? Like if I was like, oh man, dogs have 4 legs, and you're like, well, my dog has 3. It's like, okay, that doesn't mean I'm wrong. But the reason why I'm talking about this is I think this is a perfect opportunity to really explain a couple of things. A lot of people seem to think that someone's wealth makes them immune to loser behavior. It makes them immune to criticism, makes them immune to being held accountable. That is not the case. You can absolutely be a loser and have billions of dollars. Look at Elon Musk. You can be a multi-millionaire loser. That's just behavior. It has nothing to do with your access to wealth. In fact, you would think someone with a lot of access to wealth wouldn't spend most of their time rotting on the internet, sitting in a chair, spewing hateful stuff, right? I saw a comment, which actually was the reason why I wanted to make this video, where someone said, why does he get so much hate? And one of the comments was, he's down to earth, is right wing, has valid opinions, so people hate that. And I think that's such an insane thing to say, especially if you know how the world at large has been shifting towards fascism and how America has been going, to say that he has valid opinions when one of his opinions is that people of a certain intelligence should be put in the mines. When one of his opinions is that Palestinians deserve genocide because that's baked into their inferior culture. Hey, you know what? It's the editing me. You know what? Better than me just only talking about what he said, why don't we just show you? Why don't I just show you exactly from his own mouth what he said? Probably going to extend the video by quite a bit, but who gives a shit? Enjoy. Or actually, please don't enjoy.
What is this? I don't know who this guy is, but I feel like the more that we find out, the worse it gets. The community has been a safe space echo chamber of a bunch of these psychotic retards. I know that. That's why I'm talking about it. That's explicitly the reason why I'm talking about it. My goal is to completely eradicate these parasites from the internet. And if nothing else, I want to completely change the narrative around whether these people are good actors or bad actors. These people are not good people. They're not on the right side of history. They're fucking bullies. They're fucking aggressive, abusive, vitriolic, mean bullies. And they lie about people, and they tell bullshit about them, and they say whatever they need to say to make other people either stay silent or agree with them. And I think everybody should be against this.
Trans Lifeline fundraiser and shit, and it just made me so happy. You know,
you see how she's trying to name drop this stuff? This is what parasites do, is they infect a host and then they pollute it and suck the energy and soul and nutrients out of the host in order to keep themselves alive. In this description here, you can see the parasite inserting itself into the transsexual social cause and then trying to extract good boy points from the transsexual social cause in order to make themselves look like they are a good person, to position themselves to make people feel sorry for them whenever they are being treated like they fucking deserve. Oh, you thought you were there.
I said it's just been such a fucking struggle, and I'm just so fucking tired of struggling, and just the idea of
it's gonna get a lot worse.
Keep on struggling and it just be an ongoing thing for like the next several years of my life. It's just like, I don't know if
it's not the next several, it's your whole life. Your whole life on the internet. It's just gonna keep getting worse. It's never gonna get better. If you want to consider a genocide as a systematic killing of a group of people, they have genocide built into Sharia law right now. So no, I'm not going to cry a fucking river when people who have genocide that's baked into their laws are getting genocided. I don't give a fuck. They're terrible people. It's not even a question. It's crazy that people don't see it that way. They'd be doing the same thing. And how much did they kill? As many as they can. They're not able to kill as many people as Israel because they don't have as many bombs and as many weapons. But if they did, they'd be doing the same thing. That's it. Just takes enough. That's right. These people are not your allies. They are not the same as us. They come from an inferior culture that is horrible. It kills people for their identity, and it is directly antithetical to everything Western values stand for, and it is an inferior culture in all ways. One of the biggest modern problems that we have is that the basically, like, people's performative empathy ends up creating problems for other people instead of the people that they're being empathetic towards. So they're basically trying to make themselves feel good by helping one group of people, but in the process of that, they're hurting another group of people instead. So I view it as like concentric circles. And so obviously it's good to have empathy for everyone, but you should prioritize people in your country first. And so whenever you make a decision based off of those concentric circles that we all know to be true, like, you know, you'd be more likely to make a decision in the best interest of your parent more than maybe a friend, you know, you would hope, right? And more in the interest of a friend than an acquaintance, and more in the interest of an acquaintance than a stranger. And so all of this exists in kind of a logic. There's like a logical structure of this that everybody acknowledges to be true on a personal level, but the moment that you extrapolate this to a group level, somehow we're supposed to pretend like it doesn't exist. I don't think that's a good way of looking at things. And I know that, like, for me, a lot of people that talk about this, you know, like, they try to worry about the optics. I don't mince my words about it at all. I think that if you come here and have a kid, I think the entire family should get deported, period. That's it. No exceptions, no, but what abouts, no, but it's bad over there. I literally don't care, even for, like, it's not even 1%. And it's not because I don't care about them. It's that I care about the people here more. And I want to do what's in their best interest. Look right here, and I'll show you. Like, people think I'm fucking crazy. I'm not. Look at this. People wonder are tax dollars used to promote wokeness in video games? Answer is yes. USAID paid Politico millions of dollars a year to write pieces like this one, which promotes diversity and describes Gamergate as disinformation and harassment campaign. So this is the thing, guys. I want these people to suffer because that's what they did to me. I want to set an example. Get rid of these people. Put them like completely out of their jobs. Get rid of them. Make an example of them. Say, listen, this is what happens. Gamers rise up. What goes around? Yep, what goes around comes around. And we're coming.
So guilty because I feel like I could be doing so much more. I could be doing the right thing. Am I doing the wrong thing? And turns out that she had been smoking and a little bit too close to her oxygen machine. So there's fire everywhere, and including on her. I had to put all of that out, and the fire was a little oxygen tube was going to the tank, and it's like in a cartoon, right, where the little fire is going to the bomb. And so I was like, oh my God, immediately turned off the tank. I was able to stop it from exploding or anything like that. And I had to put the fire out on the floor. It was just everywhere and on her. And she couldn't even really speak. I think it had obviously knocked the wind out of her because it knocked her out of her chair. And I'll always wonder if it was like my fault in a way, because I would buy cigarettes for her. Is it my fault in a way that she is where she is, and what happened because I bought the cigarettes for her?
Those are his opinions, and you're saying those are right and valid. Just because you are apathetic people who, let's be real, don't have much going on, and that's why you idolize Asmongold, because you can relate to him, does not make him a relatable figure. Just because you relate to that person doesn't make them relatable. Are we understanding that concept at the very least? There are people who related to Charles Manson. People who related to Ted Bundy. Would you say those are relatable people? Would you say those are people who you should be emulating, promoting, worshiping, engaging with, trying to make them more famous? If the answer is yes, hello, FBI, I think I have some people who might be of interest to you. Just because you like him doesn't make his opinions correct, doesn't make his words worth more. Just because he has a lot of money, and I'm saying, I was talking about Asmongold, but really in general, just because someone has a lot of money doesn't make them right. Just because someone has a large fan base doesn't make them correct. Asmongold, being a multi-millionaire with a huge fan base, doesn't negate the fact that most, if not all, of his opinions are horrifically wrong, and he actively wants to see people get harmed. He doesn't care. He doesn't want to be a better person. And so for you to be a fan of that person is insane to me. Hence why I made that post, right? I have no problem saying I don't like Asmongold. I have no problem saying I like lots of people. I don't care. But it's wild to me that a person like that has gotten so much devotion when all they do is enable you to be a worse version of yourself. And I guess for a lot of people, that's all they want for the people they watch, that someone that gives them the sort of go ahead to be a piece of shit. But that's not me. And people talking about, well, you're just jealous. I promise you, there is nothing I'd be jealous of from Asmongold. Not a goddamn thing. I would never want to switch places with him. I am being deadly serious. I am being extremely serious. I would never want to switch places with that guy. I can tell how absolutely miserable he is. He himself has stated that.
I think this has been going on now for like 2 years. I think that I've been slowly devolving into the most mean-spirited, I don't really even know what the word is for it. Just like the most mean-spirited, rude, like nasty, like just callous, psychopathic version of myself. I think that I've been devolving into this. And a lot of my friends have told me this. My dad has told me this. He said, you've got to chill out. You've got to calm down. I've been like, oh, that old man doesn't know what he's talking about. And I've finally had some level of accountability for that. And thank God. I look back at some of the things that I've said and done over the past 2 years, and I don't think that I've been wrong about everything, obviously, right? But there have been ways that I've communicated and ways that I've acted that are indefensible. And I think looking back on it, it's just disgusting. And it's something that when you get lost in the sauce and you get fixated around like listening and reading feedback and, you know, just getting hyper fixated, this is like your entire life, you lose a perspective on reality and you lose a perspective on the world.
Why would I want to be jealous of someone like that? Why would I be jealous of someone who could literally, in the blink of an eye, completely change their own situation? Why would I be jealous of a person who willingly, intentionally sits in their own filth and can only clean up when they're banned from Twitch? Why would I want to be jealous of someone whose house is the inspiration of every Resident Evil home? Why would I be jealous of that? I know it might be weird for a lot of people, but being a millionaire isn't an aspiration of mine. Money doesn't move me like that. I'm not an idiot. Having money gives me access to resources and more, you know, comfort, of course, but I don't aspire to be that. If I wanted to, then you would see me putting out nonstop videos about grifting bullshit, cultural war stuff, but from the side of the grifters. That's what you would see. That's why you see those things from those people. It's easy. Hell, Asmongold is doing that. You want to talk about someone who's audience captured? He's audience captured by this new audience. He's effectively abandoned his old audience. He doesn't even game anymore, right? Wasn't his whole thing like he played World of Warcraft and he was a gamer and that's what people came for? Just a gamer dude who sometimes opinions. Now he's jumped headfirst into political content, making content about Trump and the immigration with no real understanding what's happening, but saying shit like, oh, he hopes he gets to go on immigration raids and be like a Pokemon catcher. Like, that's the person you guys are telling me I should be jealous of. A person with absolutely no level of empathy. Pass. Hard pass. Don't need to be jealous of that. All this shit I'm talking about, I've already said in multiple videos. I'll link if you guys want to watch it. But I am not jealous of asmongold. I would never be. I honestly feel bad for him. Like, I truly feel bad for a lot of these grifters who have put themselves in these situations where now you have to be the absolute worst person all the time, or your audience will call you fake, woke, abandon you, all that stuff. You've tied your livelihood, you've tied your self-worth, your sense of self, I should say, to these people. Oh, you and your girlfriend watch Asmongold? Okay, cool. What is that? Okay. Now I just know that you watch a horrible person. You watch a person who would gleefully laugh as your own world burned down because it didn't affect him. Awesome. Great for you. But I guess for everyone else, sometimes I just tell jokes. Sometimes those jokes get a little viral and I get a little attention. Now, I don't do this for attention. Well, that's not true. We all do things for some degree for attention. We're not doing this to go viral. But this was just an opportunity to talk about a couple of things. Just to recap, if you skipped around the video, I never want to be asmongold. Like in no uncertain terms, I do not want to be him. I don't like him. I think he's a miserable person. And I think the people who relate to him are people I would never want to meet. If you think he has right opinions about things, I don't want to interact with you. Okay? I don't care if you want to come for me and saying like, oh, well, you know, you're a woke DEI, your account's small, your channel's dying, whatever. I don't care. In fact, people try to come for me because I said would have instead of would have, as if Twitter is some sort of academic form and there is grammatical rules you have to adhere by, when you could just say like G2G and like be back later and BBL and BRB and LOL. Like come on. If you're gonna try to make fun of me and you can't, just shut the fuck up. Like really trying to go up the grammar is an insane thing on Twitter. Like, could you not understand what was being said? Oh, you could? Okay then. But yeah, I just want to make this video. That's why there's not like a bunch of like things happening back here. It's just a quick video. I'm gonna take a shower now because I went to the gym. I lifted weights. You want to see? I did 405 on deadlift. Nice.